Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Bama Tractor. We're sitting here at the Cub, kind of thinking about what we got to get done this week. It's Tuesday, July the 9th. We stayed at the lake over into Monday. Got back Monday, got everything gathered up, the squash, okra picked, gathered all our eggs, fed the chickens. Just got caught back up real quick. We did have to make I had to make a couple trips down here to feed the chickens and pick the vegetables and such as that. We enjoyed cooking a lot of the vegetables at the lake, so it was a good weekend for that. Of course, we got to see some fireworks like you seen, in the last video, which I kind of ended the video with the fireworks. I didn't have a conclusion to it so much, so I just let the fireworks be the conclusion. But anyways, this week it's gonna be a lot of the same stuff, and in that we got to mow grass. It's growing like crazy around here because of all this rain. Of course, after I get this video done, I'll go gather the chicken eggs. They're fed for a day or two. The little feeders take care of them for 2 days, really 3, but I fill it up every 2 days. I can fill it completely up and get a little more than that out of it. But chickens, they'll eat everything you put in there. So if you put 4 days worth of food in there, they just eat it and eat it and eat it and eat it and eat it. Chickens just keep on going. They waste it too. If you watch them, they just start slinging it everywhere. Because all they do all day long is hunt and peck. And they'll grab that food and sling it. I'm like, well, you're not even eating it. I'm putting all that good food in there and you're not even eating it. But anyways, that's the chicken side of things. We done our prayer walk this morning. I've eaten me a couple of double handfuls of blueberries off my blueberry bushes, which they're just about over with. And got 2 or 3 of these little old tomatoes off my gardener favorites out there. I think we're gonna get the Cub here. We're gonna get to use it a little bit, which that's nice. I haven't been using the Cub much, but I'm gonna get it out there in the field and put that little potato plow behind it. And we're gonna see if we can get the sweet corn out of the ground, gather it up and get it out of the field. The cucumbers, I need to get the wire down, post up. That's done, they're over with. We're just gonna clean everything up. Now, the beans, I'm letting them go to seed. Squash, as long as it keeps making, I'm gonna let it stay there. But it's turning into it's turning into a mess because of the weeds and everything else that's coming up in the rows. But right now we're getting a good mess every day out of the squash field. So I'm gonna keep it going as long as I can, and then maybe we'll let it turn to seed too. I grew squash this year from last year's seed, which was in the upper garden. And as you remember, I was concerned that my little hand seeder up there, my little old hand seeder up there was cracking the seeds. I noticed it when I just about got it all planted, so I went and bought some more seeds and done 2 more rows. And they all came up. So that was good because it allowed us to just flood our freezer with fresh squash. And then I plowed the upper 2 and I've just held on to the lower 2. I've trimmed them even back some. But all right, enough blabbing. Let me get busy and get this day going, and we'll bring you along with us and go from there. We'll talk to you later. Come on, girl. Come on in here. Come on. There you go. There's some food. Gotta get those Cubs to the field. International harvest. Hope it's not too wet. We had a good rain yesterday evening. what I done with a Cub, it just didn't work too well. All the grass and everything, it just made for a mess. So hey, I'm gonna bring the big tractor down here and clean up this mess, smooth this field back up, straighten her back up. May let it dry and get hold up with a tiller. Put the 5-foot tiller back there and smooth it all up. But anyways, let me get busy. We'll see how pretty we can make this look. Well, that's what the sweet corn field looks like now. Between the Cub and the Kubota, we got her cleaned up. And I don't know the way I want about it. I'm not too, I'm not sure that was the best, easiest way. Old cucumbers, they looking pretty ragged. I think my next deal. You know, some of the low ends are still producing though. It sure is hard to pull a vine up when it's still producing. There's not much to it. Well, anyways, we're nearing the end of the cucumbers. My next thing is this Jimmy Red over here. I went through there and I removed all the stalks the animals had done eat on. There wouldn't be much left. It's one of those days where you try to get a lot done. I mean, here we are at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 83 degrees. It's one of those days you want to get out here and get with it while you still can. You you don't get much done when it's 95 with a 110-degree index. But you can see what the animals been doing to my corn. There it is. We've watched these cucumbers grow all year, and I guess they've done served their time. I actually got a little bit of life left in this one. A couple of cucumbers here and there. Most everything over there is over. I am tempted to try to take it all down and leave that. Just to see if I get another cucumber or two out of it. Well, all right, let me get busy. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. We in the shop. We got the Kubota in the shop today. I had a little bit of time before supper got ready, and I figured I would just change oil in it. I got a chart over here that tells me I kind of keep up with the oil changes on my vehicle, my Skag and the tractor and buggy and the log splitter and the Dodge and the Cub, and well, the 140 and the Super A is still on there, and I hadn't got them no more. And I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but I hadn't changed oil on this thing since 2020. But You know, you're supposed to change it every 200 hours. I'm less than 200 hours. It's 818 is what it was when I changed it last. Let's see what we got. I might be wrong. And we're 1,030, so we're just a little bit over 200 hours. Yeah, I am kind of embarrassed about that, and I've had the oil in the filter for 6 or 8 months. I mean, of course, when I go to Kubota Pace and buy the filters, I'll get 3 or 4 of them. But anyways, nonetheless, let me get this oil changed, and I'm gonna get some shrouds off of it and get it where I can get in there to everything. This thing's got dual drain plugs because the dry shaft goes through the middle of the pan. It'll let it drip a little bit. We'll put some plugs in it. They don't need to be crazy tight, just tight. Let me pour a little oil in this thing. I think I got a fuel filter over there I'm gonna put on it. As I recall, this thing is a pain in the butt. Yeah, kind of like it. And I put this hose right here in my way. There we go. Good thing is, there's very little trash in it. Alright, I'm gonna go rinse this off. Drop that new filter in there. Yes. Alright, we have done it. Now, I'll show you something that'll help you. Loosen off that filter a little bit. Turn on the fuel. Let the bowl fill up. Turn it back off. Then tighten it. And that will get the majority of your air. There we go. Now, this tractor has a little pump right here where you can actually pump it. But I have found that most of the time I can just crank it, let it run, and go through a little cycle. It may miss a time or two, but then it'll end up picking it all up and being fine. Nothing to it if you say it real fast. I believe that's got it. You'll hear it as it's bleeding through. It'll drop a cylinder and then it'll pick it back up. And it'll do that just about on each cylinder. All right. Don't look like nothing's a dripping. That's a good sign. Now let me get this cover back on, get this thing in the shed, and hey, update my board.